Welcome, you guys. Today is such an exciting day, I have to tell you. So, nothing makes me feel more excited than saying I'm going to do something and actually doing it. It's called taking action. And today is a taking action kind of day, which is phenomenal because we've been reading The Magic of Thinking Big, and today we're talking about chapter 10. It's called Get the Action Habit. However, here's the thing, you guys. It's also the day that the doors to the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass open. Official day one open. Woo! All right. And I got some special news for you at the end. So you are not going to want to miss one single second because something special is going to be happening. And I definitely don't want you to miss out. So today is all about getting that action habit. You know, a lot of people will say, gosh, Joanne, you get so much done. And you ever notice that you want to be able to give things to people who are able to accomplish them and get them done? Nobody goes up to a person who likes to sit around all day and asks them to do something and expects them to do something, right? Because if you do, what's going to happen? You're going to be disappointed, extremely disappointed. But give a busy person something to do, and they will find a way to figure out when they can make time for it to do it. And I think this is really a magnificent, thought process. We have to get in the habit of taking action. And he says the successful are active. We call them activationists. I love that. I'm an activationist. He says the just average, the mediocre, the unsuccessful are passive. We call them passivationists. Now, I've had both groups of people watch my videos and get extremely different results. So I have those activationists, which they will go through the videos on my free channel that some of you guys are already here and watching, and they end up just flying with the program. And then I have the passivationists. They take everything in, they know what to do, but they don't do it. It might be they're just kind of listening to the videos passively while doing other things, and they're kind of taking in the information, but it doesn't lead them to take action. And so I bet you can already guess who's gonna get more students, can't you? Definitely the activationists, absolutely. So Mr. Activationist is a doer. He takes action, gets things done, follows through on ideas and plans. Now, the passivationist is a don'ter. I like that. He postpones doing things until he's proved he shouldn't or can't do them, or until it's too late. We got lots of people who have decided to join us right now live, so I want to personally thank you and welcome you. We've got Beth in the house, and we have Raja. Welcome, welcome. Raja teaches Arabic online, and we've got, let's see who else is here. We've got Laura, we've got Anna, and we have Mavis. Laura is from Pennsylvania. Hello. Anna is from London, and she teaches Latin. Welcome. And we've got Mavis, who's in Ethiopia, and she's a chemistry tutor. If you haven't had a chance yet to introduce who you are, where you're from, and what you teach, definitely throw that down into the comments. And at any point, if you have any questions or thoughts or ideas that you want to kind of add to the conversation, feel free to type those in as we go along. So in this book, David Schwartz says that Mr. Activationist does, Mr. Passivationist is going to do but doesn't. And everyone obviously wants to be an activationist, right? We want to get into the action habit. A lot of passivationists got that way because they insisted on waiting until everything was 100% favorable before they took action. But nothing man-made or man-designed is or can be absolutely perfect. So to wait for the perfect set of conditions, you're going to wait forever. So this is one of the reasons why a passivationist is going to have a hard time taking action, okay? Let's use this as an example. Let's say, we try this whole live stream idea. So right now I'm using live stream to be able to connect with you guys. And you can use this strategy as well to connect with your ideal students. And activationist is going to start thinking about, okay, what are some of the topics that I can start, I could start talking about. And then they plan the time and they let people know that they're going to be live on live stream and they go for it. They might be nervous, they might be scared, but they're still going to do it anyways. The passivationist thinks, oh, but I don't know how to do a live stream. I don't even know where to start. Or they start thinking about, well, I don't like the way that I look. And so, that's probably not going to be a good strategy for me. And I found a lot of people who just try it out, they're like, wow, holy cow, this actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And it really isn't, because it just kind of feels like you're talking to yourself. You do have some people that are in there that are joining with you, but a lot of times it just kind of feels like you're out there by yourself. So there really isn't anything to be too scared or nervous about. A lot of people start thinking about, yeah, but what if my friends and family see this? Or what if I make a mistake? In the beginning, your mistakes are normal mistakes and you learn from them. That's how we move forward. And the more that you do it, the better that you get. So not taking action holds you back from being able to ever have success as a live stream person, because it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes consistency in order to be able to spread your message. Oh, we just had someone who took a leap of faith with it last week and had another session yesterday. And oh, nice job, Raj. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Well done. Awesome stuff. I love it when people, they do take the action and they do get out there and they see, okay, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Everybody starts too with a following of 0, just so you know. So if you don't have anybody on your live streams, that's okay. It just means you haven't built an audience yet. You'll build it over time and you'll have more and more people showing up. But that's great, right? Because in the beginning, you might not want them to see those beginning live streams that you're doing, because you're just trying to get used to being able to do it and get out there. Have you ever heard that? I've heard people say this in the past. You can't be too careful. But he says you can be too careful. You can be too cautious, because that's what leads you to not take action. He says the test of a successful person is not an ability to eliminate all problems before they arise, but to meet and work out difficulties when they do arise. Now, that's one of the things that I absolutely love about the Jumpstart program is I've worked out already for you all of the problems that could potentially arise for you, okay? Not getting paid on time. I figured out a solution for that. Having a scheduling nightmare. I have a solution to that. So when you're working with time zones from all over the world and you're trying to do reschedules with some of your students, it becomes difficult. And you're like, the back and forth emails, they drive you nuts. But in the program, I share with you a solution to that. A lot of people will struggle to get their clients to sign up for 2 hours instead of just they'll sign up for 1 hour instead of 2 hours each week. I've come up with a solution for that. In fact, it's a brand new solution that I'm adding into the program because I just discovered the secret. It's a game changer. I'm telling you, you are going to love me after I share with you. It's making me more money, this one mistake that I made that other people wouldn't even take into consideration. But because of where I'm at inside of my business, I was like, I need to share this with other people because they are going to be very happy with how much money they make if they do this moving forward. So super, 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 super excited to be able to share that with you. Now, we said there are 2 things you can do to help avoid the costly mistake of waiting until conditions are perfect before you act. 1, expect future obstacles and difficulties. In the online tutoring world, you're going to have tech issues. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't want to get started. I don't want to get started because I don't really know how to handle all of the tech issues. Some of the tech issues, you kind of figure out a solution to as you go. We do walk through some of the problems that you could have with tech and try to make you feel as comfortable as you can when you begin working with your students. But as far as that goes, it's like you don't start thinking on your feet until you're in a position to start thinking on your feet. So one time I had a student, I couldn't hear her at all. I was trying to guide her on how to turn on her audio with Zoom, and we were getting nowhere. And so finally, I texted the mom and I said, well, I can see you and she can see my screen. How about you call me, here's my number, you call me, and we'll do the audio through the phone, and we have the visual through Zoom, and, it might be a little bit clunkier, but at least we'll still be able to get through our lesson. Because I don't want to waste any more time of us trying to figure out the tech. It totally worked. We still had the session, and now I use it as a backup plan if necessary in the future. It's like, oh, I have, now that I've worked out one problem that could happen, here's a way to be able to handle that specific problem. And so that can really, really help. He says that number 2 thing to do is meet problems and obstacles as they arise. So we can take a look at fear in 2 different ways, right? We can face everything and run, or we can face everything and rise. And which would you rather do? Would you like to run away from when problems begin to happen, or would you like to be able to solve them? I feel like that's where the excitement comes in my life as we come into these little like bumps, curves, things inside of my business. I'm like, okay, so that didn't work. Let's try this. Or, it worked last time when we did this, so let's try this. I don't know. I get excitement over that. And then when we have the things that work, you keep doing them. And a lot of those things, you guys, I've already ironed them out for you. Now, some people, they have a really hard time to be able to figure these kinds of things out. But I have definitely helped you be able to figure them out before you even encounter them. Okay? You can go through that same process I went to. It's totally up to you if that's what you want to do. Or you can take the steps that other successful tutors have found to be successful and skip the detours that are you're about to face, because they'll happen. He says to give your ideas value by acting on them. And second, act on your ideas and gain mind tranquility. Your mind feels so much more at peace when you take the actions that you've set out for yourself to take, and it's awesome. Does it contradict being proactive, or am I understanding proactiveness wrongly? Raja asked. So when you're being proactive, you are thinking about what could happen, but you're still taking action, right? So maybe you're coming up with some of the solutions. Half the problems that you think you're going to have aren't going to happen. And so we're thinking incorrectly if we spend all of our time on that. I don't think it's bad to think about, okay, what are some of the obstacles I might experience and come up with some solutions for them ahead of time? Sure. But to say that I can't move forward because of the obstacles is what we're saying. Nothing wrong with being proactive. Just don't spend too much time on that thinking process, because most likely half the things you think are going to happen most likely aren't going to happen. So when I started tutoring online, I thought that I needed to make all of my books that I have on my bookshelf, which there's a billion of them, turn them into guided reading books online. So that was my solution, because I didn't have books online. Instead of being able to find a tool out there, because I didn't know there were tools out there, where I could get books that had the guided reading levels. So I spent a lot of time being proactive, and I didn't spend any time on marketing. So I had a friend one day ask me, they said, Joanne, so what are you doing to market your business? And that was the little switch that tripped the light for me, because I was like, wait, I've been spending so much time on trying to recreate the resources I had when I did in-person tutoring that I now am not thinking about how do I specifically meet those students. And if I need a resource, if I need that specific book, then I'll make a copy of that book so that I can use it online. or those resources or tools that I need, right? So being proactive sometimes will shoot you in the leg because you'll waste 3 months like I did on trying to come up with a solution because the solution takes so dang long to implement. So I had no problem with implementation, but because I was trying to be proactive, it actually shot me in the foot because I wasn't being proactive towards the needs of my student. I was being proactive to the needs of me, that I don't want to spend all this time creating resources when I'm working with students. And so we have to just be flexible and open-minded when it comes to different things. He says, use action to cure fear and gain confidence. So action feeds and strengthens confidence, and inaction in all forms feeds fear. So to fight fear, what do? We act. To increase fear, we wait, we put off, and we postpone. All right. So have you ever dreaded taking some of the actions inside of your business that you have to make? I mean, in the beginning, one of the things I did is I put signs out on the road, literal signs, like the kinds of signs that you see from like real estate agents. I put them out on the side of the road. But I gotta tell you, it was so fear-based for me. I was so afraid of what people were gonna think of me. Oh my gosh, like look at her, like trying to start a business, or what if somebody I know sees me, or I don't know. I was just really scared to be able to take the right actions. And he says, if you dread taking an action, make it and your dread disappears. Put it off and it's going to get harder and harder to make. So each day I'm like, I know you feel this way, but you're just going to put 5 signs out. That's it, just 5. I just set a really low number and I said, you're going to put 5 out. And bam, just like that, things began to happen, which was awesome. So we want to be able to build confidence, right? And destroy fear through action. He says, action must precede action. It's the law of nature. Nothing starts itself. So if I want to take action, I start taking action. That's actually why I use my action planner. I use the 90X goal planner, but I've already filled through it. So action planner, same company, same thing. But I love how it's called an action planner because it's going to help me to be able to take action. And I know exactly what. So my first action that I take when I start my day is I write down, what does my schedule look like? Who am I working with? How much time do I have to be able to work on other things? What are those other things that I need to be working on? And then at the end of the day, my ending action is reflecting on what happened for the day and coming up with my schedule for the next day. Are there any to-do things that I didn't get done today that I need to do tomorrow? That helps me with being able to take action. He says, people who get things done in the world, they don't wait for the spirit to move them. They move the spirit. Wow, that's really powerful. Now, he talks about that there are 2 exercises that we can do to be able to get things done and move that spirit. So I'm going to read just this little passage here from this book because I really think it says a lot here. Number 1, he says, use the mechanical way to accomplish simple but sometimes unpleasant business and household chores. Rather than think about the unpleasant features of the task, jump right in and get going without a lot of deliberation. Perhaps the most unpleasant household task to most women is washing dishes. My mother is no exception, but she has mastered a mechanical approach to dispensing with this task quickly so she can return to things she likes to do. As she leaves the table, she always mechanically picks up several dishes and, without thinking about the task ahead, just gets started. In just a few minutes, she is through. Doesn't this beat stacking dishes and dreading the unpleasant inevitable? Do this today. Pick the one thing you like to do least, then, without letting yourself deliberate on or dread the task, do it. The most efficient way to handle chores. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Joanne, that is really masculine advice, and the way that they wrote that. Well, the book was written in the 50s, okay? So you gotta appreciate it for what it is. But it definitely helps to pick the thing that you hate doing least and just get it done. Number 2, he says, next use the mechanical way to create ideas, map out plans, solve problems, and do other work that requires top mental performance. Rather than wait for the spirit to move you, sit down and move your spirit. Here's a special technique guaranteed to helping you, he says. Use a pencil and paper. A simple pencil is the greatest concentration tool money can buy. If I had to choose between an ultra fancy, deeply carpeted, beautifully decorated, soundproof office and a pencil and paper, I'd choose the pencil and paper every time. With a pencil and paper, you can tie your mind to a problem. When you write a thought on paper, your full attention is automatically focused on that thought. That's because the mind is not designed to think one thought and write another at the same time. And when you write on paper, you write on your mind too. Tests prove conclusively that you remember something much longer and much more exactly if you write the thought on paper. And once you master the pencil and paper technique for concentration, you can think in noisy and other distracting situations. When you want to think, start writing or doodling or diagramming. It's an excellent way to move your spirit. That is incredible. This is like right on, right? Like if you just take the time to write down what it is that, this is why it's so important. This is why I built in the 90X goal planner inside of the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass. I've built it in there because when you are writing, you're being intentional and you can't have multiple thoughts going as you're writing. And you really have to think out what actions you're going to take. And then you got to figure out, how am I going to now have the time? Where will I fit that action in? Now, this is really great, you guys, for organization. So if you're the type of person who struggles with organization, you are going to be the type of person who absolutely needs the Jumpstart program, because you're going to get set up with the right actions at the right time in the right place. Now, we actually have many people who've been through the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass inside of the chat right now. If you guys who are inside of there could do me a favor and write down what your experience was as you went through that program, so that other people can know what they can expect as they kind of go through these steps. Now, one of the things he says is, now is the magic word of success. Now. We want to be able to do things now. Tomorrow, next week, later, sometime, someday, these are all synonyms for the failure word, never. A lot of times that which we put off doesn't get done. In fact, Benjamin Franklin said, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. So remember, thinking in terms of now is going to get things accomplished, but thinking in terms of someday or sometime usually means failure. So we definitely want to set you up for success. So he says there's a way to kind of break this habit if you're a passivationist. He says, I'm in condition right now to begin. I can't gain a thing by putting it off. I'll use the get ready time and energy to get going instead. And he talks about initiative, because it's a special kind of action. It's doing something worthwhile without being told to do it. The person with initiative has a standing invitation to join the high income brackets in every business and profession. Take initiative, make more money. I love it. That's why with the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass, I actually offer a results guarantee. So what's a results guarantee? That means that if you do not make the money that it costs you to be able to join the course in that 8 weeks, then I will personally refund you the remaining amount. Because my goal isn't to take money from you. My goal is to help show you how to make money. And if I'm not successful with that goal, I don't deserve to have that money. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my job. So I put every single piece, no holds bar in place to be able to help you. I even thrown in some extra things for this particular round. So I'm really excited about this. So the first thing that I have put into place this time around is a cheat sheet of like where to go and when, because we have a lot of different components to this program. We've got videos. We've got Motivational Monday, where there's a live call with me each week. You have a group coaching call each week. We have a Facebook group. We utilize a Google Classroom. So what I've done is I've actually created a cheat sheet for you so that you know exactly what to go, where to go, and when to go, so that you can easily access all of the amazing pieces we've put into place for you. We've also put into place this time a competition. Everybody who completes and gets one student is going to get a t-shirt at the end. And we're going to throw in a friendly competition where the members get to design a logo. Anybody who wants to, it's optional. It's not something you have to do. It's optional, but the winning design is going to get a $50 gift card to Amazon. So they can buy whatever they'd like to. Maybe it's resources and tools for their online tutoring business that they want to be able to buy. Maybe they want to be able to buy a writing tablet, or maybe they need a new webcam or headsets, right? You'd be able to use that to be able to purchase things for your business that you feel that you need if you're the winner of that specific contest. We also have the help me, I'm 4 weeks in and I don't have a student yet call. And that specific call, we are going to be meeting with all the people who haven't gotten a student yet and be able to brainstorm some different strategies and solutions to help them get a student before the end of the course. So lots of exciting things are happening for inside of this round with our students. I can't wait. I'm super stoked, super excited, and can't wait to help you get results. Now, I know that some of you are going to hear this and you're like, I already signed up. I know, because you got the early door access, okay? But anybody who chooses to sign up in the next 30 minutes, absolutely anybody who signs up until it's going to be 10:30 my time in the morning will get a free 30-minute one-on-one coaching call with me. So this is an action bonus, right? I'm helping you to take action, dive in, come join us, and this will definitely help you to be able to get the results that you're looking for inside of your business. So you have nothing to lose by joining us, you guys. There's a link for you to be able to go on in, watch and see everything that's included with this, or you can skip straight down to I'm ready to join and click that button and just join us today. Try to get that fast action free 30-minute coaching call specifically with me. So he says, let's practice these key points inside of this book. Be an activationist. Be someone who does things. Be a doer, not a don'ter. Don't wait until conditions are perfect, right? Because they're never going to be perfect. Maybe you are going back to school and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to fit this in. Don't worry. We have a solution to that. We have calls at all different times of the day for you to be able to join in on. Your coaching call, you get to choose which time is best for you. Morning, middle of the day, or evening. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. We've come up with a solution. Remember, ideas alone, they're not going to bring you success. Ideas have value only when you act upon them. So get started today, you guys. Join us in the join us in the Jumpstart course. I swear you will not be sad that you're doing it. And we've got some people in here that have left some great thoughts here. So Natalie Chama said, when I started Jumpstart, I was really scared to get myself out there. And today I didn't know, she says, to be honest, TBH, I had to figure that one out for a second. And to be honest, I didn't know where to start. Now I feel my confidence has grown. It's an ongoing process, but it's so worth it. Absolutely. And Lynn Wilson said, Jumpstart took me step by step to what I needed to produce to get clients. It moves your spirit and gets assignments done, and you are in a position to succeed. And as May said, expect building automatic systems if you do the Jumpstart program. I gained 6 students by following a daily 5-action plan. Woo woo! You guys are awesome. Awesome. Those are amazing results that you guys are getting because you decided to take action. Not only did they decide to take action, they decided to also follow through on that action, right? And do the steps of the program. And that is amazing. So congratulations, you guys. You're getting some great results, some great success. And I want to be able to have other people be able to join you in that success. So click that link, join us, and get started today. The doors will close on Friday at midnight. And at that point, then we will not be able to accept any other members in, or we have 41 spots open, and that's it. If we fill those 41 spots before Friday, I'll have to close the doors early. So just wanted to let you know that we do have a max on how many students can join so that we can be of the greatest amount of service to you. So thanks for joining us, you guys. You are incredible, and I can't wait to see you later on this week. Bye, everyone.